Juan Mendez Scott's Mystery Magazine.
The Bachelor Party, Chapter 14. Finally, the life I always wanted. The sun hung low over the Potomac River, casting a warm golden light that danced across the surface of the river. The gentle breeze carried the scent of water and blooming flowers, a perfect blend that whispered of peace and new beginnings. I stood in the backyard of our home on Hatton Point Road, soaking in the serenity that surrounded me. The air was filled with the sounds of rustling leaves, the distant call of birds, and the soft lapping of water against the shore. Our new Fort Washington home was everything I dreamed of and more. A waterfront property that felt like a sanctuary. The backyard stretched out toward the river, where a small dock jutted out over the water. My writing office, a cozy space with wide windows facing the river, was where I spent most of my time these days. It was a room filled with light and warmth, a place where inspiration seemed to flow as easily as the river itself. Inside, Nia's laughter rang out, bringing a smile to my face. I stepped through the open French doors into my office, where Nia was perched on the edge of my desk, a hand resting on her round belly. She was 7 months pregnant, and the sight of her like this, glowing, happy, carrying our child, was enough to make my heart swell with more joy than I ever thought possible. "Hey there," I said, grinning, as I crossed the room to her. Nia giggled as I knelt down, pressing a kiss to her stomach. "Hey, little one," I whispered, feeling the baby kick lightly in response. "Daddy's here." She ran her fingers through my hair, her touch gentle. "He's going to know your voice before he's even born," she teased. "Well, he'd better get used to it," I replied, rising to my feet and wrapping my arms around her. "I plan on reading him all of my stories, whether he likes it or not." Nia laughed again, a sound that filled the room with warmth. She reached for the book on my desk and held it up, the cover gleaming in the late afternoon light. It was my latest mystery novel, the one that had just hit the top 10 on the bestseller list. Seeing it in her hands, knowing how much work and love we'd both put into it, made the achievement all the sweeter. "I knew it would be a hit," she said, her voice filled with pride, "and I have no doubt the movie's going to be just as good." I pulled her closer, kissing her forehead. "I couldn't have done it without you, Nia. Your editing made all the difference. You turned my rough drafts into something worth reading." Nia's smile was soft, her eyes shining as she looked up at me. "Thank you, Malik, but it's your talent that brought this story to life. I just helped shape it a little." "You did more than a little," I insisted, my tone serious. "You made this book what it is. We make a pretty good team, don't we?" "The best," she agreed, her voice full of affection. "But with the success of this book, you're going to have to sign thousands of copies. Think you can handle that, Mr. Bestseller?" I laughed at the thought, the sound echoing in the quiet room. "I guess I'll have to, won't I? Maybe we can split the work. You sign half, and I'll sign the other." "Oh, I don't think that's how it works," she teased, poking me playfully in the chest. "You're the author after all." "True," I conceded, chuckling as I pulled her in for another kiss. "But I wouldn't mind the help." We stood there for a moment, wrapped up in each other, the world outside our little bubble fading away. The river continued its steady flow, the sun slowly sinking toward the horizon, casting long shadows across the yard. In the corner of the room, our wedding photo sat on my desk, a reminder of how far we'd come, how much we'd overcome to get to this point. The walls of my office were lined with the covers of my novels, each one representing a chapter of my life, a piece of the journey that had led me here. And now, as I looked around at the life we'd built together, I felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude for Nia, for our baby on the way, for the chance to create, to write, to share my stories with the world. Nia leaned her head against my chest, and I felt the baby kick again, a reminder that our family was growing, that the future held so much promise. "We're going to be okay, aren't we?" she asked softly, her voice laced with hope. I kissed the top of her head, my heart full. Yeah, we are. We've been through so much, but we've come out stronger on the other side, and we've got so much to look forward to. She smiled up at me, and in that moment I knew that everything was exactly as it should be. The darkness that had once consumed me was gone, replaced by the light of a new beginning, a new life. With Nia by my side, I was ready to face whatever came next. Whether it was signing thousands of books, raising our child, or simply enjoying the quiet moments by the river. Together, we had built something beautiful, something lasting. And as the sun set over the water, casting a warm glow over our home, I knew that this was just the beginning of a new chapter, one filled with love, hope, and the promise of a future we would write together.
On the next episode of Juan Mendez Scott's Mystery Magazine, The Bachelor Party Chapter 15, The Taunts with a Twist.